When I think of the Wii, I always wonder, why can't I use it as a lie detector? And thank God they made a solution for this, because this is truth or lies. And through this microphone, it's supposed to somehow detect if I am telling the truth or a lie. This is quite advanced technology we have here. And yes, while this is a Wii accessory, I am using it to record this entire video. You can't stop me from doing that, you're not my mom. This was only $8, so I hope it's good enough. I apologize in advance if it isn't, let me know. But this title is pretty straightforward. There are 5 categories based on if you're a kid, teen, adult, couple, or even family. And on top of this is a selection of how long you want the rounds to go for. Since this isn't really a traditional game, my goal for today is just to play all 5 of the categories. When starting the game, you're forced to calibrate your mic so it can detect when you tell the truth or lie, but it's apparent that I'm really bad at lying.
Now answer these questions with a lie. What is the name of your favorite movie and movie actor?
My favorite movie is Ponyo, I would say, the Studio Ghibli movie, but I don't know what I would say as an actor. Oh, is the meter not going? Oh, I have to tell a lie? Oh, a lie? Sausage Party? I don't know. Since this game is meant for 2 players, I had to make another profile and do the same exact thing again.
Are you female, and can you prove it?
Yes. Are you a turf? Out of the 5 possible categories to choose from in the game, I picked adult first because, I'm an adult. And to sum up these rounds, there were questions that were completely irrelevant to anything I care about.
If you had a hot tub party,
You had a hot tub party, who would you invite over? Nobody, because I would never hold such a party. What the f is wrong with you? Do I look like the kind of person that would do that? Like, do you think anyone in retrospect is going to get upset with me that I'm not telling lies? Do you think there's going to be a YouTube commenter that's like, actually, you need to replay the game because you didn't actually play it correctly. You have to actually tell a lie. Have a comb over from your eyebrows or from your back hair? What? I honestly don't even know how to approach this question. I'd rather just keep my hair how it is right now. And some that felt pretty straightforward. How do you honestly feel about global warming? Why is that a question in a game like this? It's definitely gotten, like, way worse since this game was released, because this game probably came out, like, what? Let me see. When did this come out? 2010? Yeah, things have definitely not gotten better since then.
would you, for $100,000, walk around in public without a front tooth for a year?
Honestly, yeah. I mean, I don't go out that much anyways.
And the least...
Well, that would probably work even better in England. Is that too low of a joke? I'm sorry. That was... I mean, unanswered standards are... Okay.
What songs do you sing in the shower?
Unironically, just like random video game soundtracks. I was definitely spitting some Yoshi's Island sometime in the last week. You know, you're taking a shower and you're just going dun 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 dun. I do that shit all the time. Additionally, there were some that I had zero clue how to answer, but I at least tried.
If you were elected school president and could do anything, what would be your first order of business?
Make Fortnite illegal. Making my way through the list, kids is next. And as you can tell, I'm not a kid, so these questions are about to make even less sense than the ones that we did previously.
If you could give $1 million to one teacher in your school, who would it be and why?
I don't go to school, so I'll just give the $1 million to myself, I guess. Because I'm a teacher of myself, trying to teach myself how to live day to day. I feel like this is like a streamed therapy session.
At what age do you think you will be mature enough to stay home by yourself? Why then?
Maybe 10. I don't know. Oh my god, it actually detected that I lied for once.
Would you rather suck in air with the force of a vacuum when yawning, or have shotgun strength sneezes?
Suck? I don't know. This trend continued even more into the teen section. Like, are these questions even interesting for that demographic? I'm not quite sure.
What do you think of boys that wear pink?
That's like the most stupid cishet thing I've heard today. I don't think I even need to answer that question. Arizona makes a spiked version of those. They're so good.
For $50?
No, because I'm not 13 anymore, and even then, I didn't do such a thing. Actually, that's a lie. I definitely did prank call at that age. Unlike the kids section though, there were certain questions that made me ask, why would you ever ask this to a minor?
Would you run naked down a crowded street for $10,000?
Not sure that's a good idea considering the current climate of the country. No.
You find a weapon in your friend's locker. What do you do?
Are we talking like a school shooter situation? What the f***? That's f***ed up. You can't ask a question like that. I started talking into this as if you guys are hearing me from this microphone. You guys are not hearing me from this one, you're hearing me from that one. And if you thought those last two categories were bad, it only somehow got worse with the final couple. And speaking of couples, that's what's next. Even though I wasn't in a relationship at the time, I felt like that even if I had been, these questions still would have sucked. But then there was somehow one specific question that just completely broke my brain. I can't say I've done much of either.
Would you have a sex change operation for one?
What the f is this? Huh? Are you f***ing serious? Ain't no f***ing way. Ain't no f***ing way. Yikes, that was bad. I feel like there'll be a few people that are like, oh, this was made in 2010. It was different back then. No, like, there really isn't an excuse to have a question like this in a party trivia question game. Like, who decided to have that out of all questions in the game? It broke my brain so much, in fact, that I was still rambling about it well past when the question ended. I don't even know what this question is. I'm so upset about the last question that I'm not even answering this, body. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. Yes. Yes, that's my answer. At least there is only one single category left to play. Alright, families.
Here comes round
Top 5
one.
answers on the board.
Would you steal a video game or a DVD if you could get away with it?
You're saying this as if I've never done that before. Well, as a whole, this part went a lot smoother. There were still questions that made me really wonder who got to write these. Like, how did they make it into the final product? What the fuck is this question? Where humans sniff each other like dogs? I mean, you can definitely do that if you go in the right circles. That just already exists in certain sub-communities, if we're being real.
Whose dirty socks in your family would you never want to try on?
Why would I want to try on anyone's socks? Why do I have to pick one? Who? What, I seriously think Dan Schneider just made this question. Like, what the is this? Like, what? And that was true for lies. Am I gonna say that I had zero fun with this? No, I definitely did. I will admit that. But I feel like half of my fun just came from how bad the questions were. Cause I was just absolutely baffled over and over again that they could even include some of these things in a random family trivia, whatever the hell you want to call it, game. Even though, yes, ideally this game would have been even better with a second player as intended, I don't think that would have made this game that much better. There are so many more proper party game options, and because of that, I decided to rate this a 3 out of 10. Not the worst thing I've played by far, there are definitely worse options on this platform, but this ain't it either. I could further ramble about some of the bad questions, but I'll spare you from that. Until next time, that's all I have for today, so thanks for watching.